Okay, everyone, we are done with section 5 and we're ready to move on to section 6, which is our 4-H story. So for the juniors, they're just going to have these questions to answer, and juniors are from the age of 8 to 10. And make sure that this says junior up here and not intermediate or senior. Don't forget to put the year and your name. And then we'll talk about some of these questions. So what did you do this year in 4-H and that you enjoyed the most? So when you answer this question, don't forget to answer in a complete sentence and try to restate this question in your answer for the most complete answer when doing this, just like if it was for school. So you could say, like, I enjoyed many things in 4-H this year. One thing was when my horse and I did a full gallop through the barrel pattern for the first time this year. That has been something I've been working on for a long time. Another thing I enjoyed was helping my friend Jacob with his pig. It was fun to help, and I got to show a pig as well. He taught me how. So that explains, like, what did you do this year in 4-H that you enjoyed the most and why? I might expect a little more, but that's a really good start to some of the things. And don't forget to tell me why. That's always important. You can tell me what you enjoyed a lot, but don't forget to tell me why. Something that a lot of people put here is you enjoyed winning. That's not a bad thing, but try to not just focus on winning. Tell me some other things that you enjoyed, like the process and the learning, what you discovered as far as what you like or don't like about projects, and some different things there. And then moving on to the second question, what did you think was the most successful part of your 4-H year and why? This is another question that it's super easy to focus just on winning. I won, so I was successful. That's something that you can tie to being successful, but there are other things that you can add as well, such as, what did you learn something? Did you accomplish your goals? Did you have some struggles that you had to work through? Did you complete all of your projects? Those are all things that to me would make a successful year, is just being able to talk about, again, the process and the learning and some discoveries you made, and the yeah, if you won, you can definitely say you thought that that was pretty successful, and tying it back to your goals. Did you accomplish your goal? Did you not accomplish your goal? Maybe you don't think you had a very successful year. So if you don't, you can go ahead and say, I don't think I had a successful year, and here's why. And you can explain why here too. So you can go either way with that, and that would be fine. And then, what did you learn in 4-H this year? You might have listed some things up here and up here, but this is strictly what did you learn. So you can just tell me everything and anything about what you learned this year. I listed a few examples, like how to make buttercream frosting, how to make sure I don't overmix brownie dough, how I need to practice more with halter breaking, or how to show a pig. And so you can list anything that you learned this year. It can be about leadership, it can be about your projects, it can be about 4-H in general. You can share anything you learned here through 4-H. And then down here, tell me any problems you might have had this year in 4-H. So if you had some challenges, like say your animal was really difficult to work with because their personality just really wasn't jiving with yours, or maybe your animal had an injury or got sick, or maybe you overmixed your brownies and they turned out poorly. So tell me about your challenges, and then maybe tell me how you overcame them, or what you did to fix them or make things better for yourself. So for example, I did better the next time I made them by not stirring so much and following directions. So yeah, if you had any challenges or problems, go ahead and list those here. And that's kind of a look at the junior story. Let's go ahead and take a look at the intermediate and senior story. Let's see, to the story. Okay, this is gonna look a little different for our intermediates and seniors. So don't forget the year in your name. Your story says, describe your year in 4-H. I know that's super broad and not very specific, but that's so that you guys can kind of let your creativity and your style kind of come out on its own. We don't want to restrict you too much, but we do have some suggestions to consider, such as what did you like, what went well, what did you learn, will you apply to your life, what challenges did you experience, and how is your year important to you? So you can approach this from a couple different ways. Some people choose to make each of these questions a paragraph to talk about, and they just talk about their 4-H year based on those questions. And remember, when you're writing this, you're probably going to want to start with like an introductory sentence or paragraph and do your body and a conclusion sentence or paragraph. It's just like writing an essay for school. And just making sure that you use complete sentences, your grammar's correct, and everything such as that. So you can do it that way. Or I've seen some people, they take it as they have their introductory, and then they take each project, say horse, and they answer each of these questions for horse in one paragraph. And then they move on to their next project. Say it was air pistol. You can say, what did you like, what went well, what did you learn for air pistol in a second paragraph. And then they just do a paragraph for each of their projects where they answer all these questions based on that project. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can make each one of these questions a paragraph, and you can talk about your whole 4-H year, or you can focus on your different projects and make those paragraphs too. So I would kind of expect at least maybe half a page, if not more, for the intermediates and seniors, double spaced or not, depending on what you'd like to do. I think that that's reasonable enough to ask for. This story is supposed to be kind of a cap of your year and a revisit to everything that you learned or what you enjoyed about your 4-H year. And the more you can tell me here later on in life when you want to come back and look, sometimes it's fun to read these stories from when you were younger, and it brings up really good memories in case you forgot and you needed it for something else like a scholarship application or a school assignment or anything like that. So that's kind of fun, and the story really helps with that. So yeah, you can type it in Word and copy and paste it if you need to. I think it will let you do that. And yeah, just if you have any questions about this or what we expect on that, just give us a call. This kind of concludes section 6.